Hey guys, welcome to just a little instructional video on how to use the Teambuildr training app to access your programming through God's Athletic Performance. What you're seeing now is just a shot of the dashboard, which is the homepage you'll see when you open the app and log in. So just have one of our coaches up here as an example. You will see your name obviously at that point on the screen. As you scroll down, any day where there's a scheduled workout, you'll see a brief overview of that workout. And if you want to look ahead, you'll have a monthly calendar. Any dates that have a scheduled workout on them will appear with a colored dot below that date. And if you want to look ahead, you can click on that and try to get into, just kind of look ahead and see what was on that day, or look back and see what you may have done in previous workouts. As we get into the workout, by clicking on today's workout, you'll see a number of things. So first of all, any notes that coaches may have for you. Again, in this case, it's just kind of a note for us as coaches, but you may see something talking about weight selection, some movement notes, things like that you may want to see. From there, you can either click the X on the bottom of the screen to exit out of the note, or the arrow pointing forward, which will take you into the next scheduled part of the workout. So generally what we'd always have is our prep, which is some mobility work as well as a heart rate raise or thermal, and then basically any prep movements we'd have to get you ready for the workout. So those are all listed here as part of this general workout, or pardon me, general warm-up scheme that you see right here. Upon completing these movements, we would get into your actual training movements for the day. All right, so in this case, we're starting with a linear line hop. At the top, you can see that there is a play button, which would link to a video. So for any movement, if you want to see a video demo of that movement, you just click that play button at the top, and you would see a link to a YouTube brief video that will show you how that movement is performed. Below, there's a couple other things there. So there's an opt-out button, so we can click that. If there's any reason related to perhaps injury or lack of equipment, etc., you can click the opt-out and just kind of explain that information, which gives us that info as coaches as to why you opted out of that exercise. All right, once that is confirmed, you can move on. There's also a journal button if you want to write any notes, again, to yourself, just for future reference about a certain movement, or if you want to send anything our way, we can take a look at your notes on our end as well. Within that, as we go further, you always have your sets and rep scheme laid out. In this case, the rep scheme is prescribed in terms of seconds, so that's just going to be one set of a 10-second hop, repeated, completing that exercise. Once complete, I would check the complete button, and then from there, again, I can click the advance arrow and it would take me to my next one. In this case, we're just doing a line hop series, so it takes me to a lateral line hop. Again, upon completing, we would continue to move on through those, completing those until we got past our speed work and into kind of our next portion, okay? So upon our jump prep there, we're into our sprint work, which in this case is a push-up sprint. And again, you can see the video link at the top, which gives us an example. In this case, the start position is important for the sprint. Again, upon completing these exercises, you can continue to click complete and then move forward. And then eventually, I just want to get into some of our weighted work and our strength portion. So within the strength portion, once we get into a weighted exercise, so in this case, we're just doing a basic hinge, which would essentially be like an RDL type pattern. We have a few variety of hinges that we do. But again, let's say in that movement, I went to do my 20 reps and I was holding a 20-pound dumbbell for my movement. Okay, I would click on the weight box, enter that 20 pounds that I was doing, and that's going to be my weight load that's going to be recorded, so we can continue to keep our kind of progressive overload going throughout. We don't want to be guessing on weights week to week, so this allows us to see that past history so we can continue to progress as we go forward. If we get to a point where We got to an exercise and we were unsure about what we had done in the past. In the bottom corner, there's a little button that looks kind of like a clock. If we click that, your history would pop up. So had this individual performed dumbbell bench press in the past, it would show every previous date as well as the loads that they lifted on that date. And the purpose of this button is to prevent us from ever guessing on exercises and allows us to keep progressing from week to week as we move forward. So again, we've just continued to work our way through. Again, that video option is always at the top to kind of see what is the proper form for these different exercises that we're looking for. If we got to something like this front plank and we were prescribed to do 60 seconds, but perhaps we weren't able to actually get all 60 seconds to start, again, we can click that input box, and if we need to, we can change that number to something else. As let's say we did 30 seconds, I could type 30 in there, and then our hope would be to continue to progress as we go forward. So again, that basically takes me to the end of this basic demo on how to use the app. As we go forward, we would continue to compile more of a history, and we would get a better sense of kind of what our training loads would be as we go forward. Idea being we have that working log always going so we can keep that progressive overload going, so everyone's progress continues to improve as we go forward.